Hi, welcome back to Dive Gear Reviews. Today we're taking a look at the Amphibian boots from 4th Element. Okay, just taking a slightly closer look. This is the Amphibian boot. This is a size 10. I'm roughly size 10 to size 11, so I picked a size that was slightly smaller, so it'd be a snugger fit and maybe get less flushing through the boot. A couple of really good features is it has a very thick sole to the boot, which is very good for using with open heel fins. It has a nice fin strap retainer on the rear. The boot is quite flexible and has this soft neoprene paneling on the sides. And the really other nice feature is that when you zip up the boot up and down, you have this nice zip Velcro strap retainer with good branding on the top. Good branding throughout, actually. The neoprene itself is fairly warm, and they are quite comfortable to wear. Very hard wearing, good for rocky entry and exits, or for just wearing in between dives. Very comfortable on a boat or on a rocky shore. Very good. Quite snug. Some downsides to this boot. Not a great deal of many downsides. They are quite comfortable. This arching in the sole of the foot seems a little bit deceptive to me, because when you as you look at the contour, it looks as if there's a more pronounced arch than there actually is. But the sole itself is actually a bit flatter on the foot when you're wearing them than it would appear. So it's a lot less like a trainer fit and much more of a flat boot fit when you're actually wearing it. There's not so much what do you call it, pronation perhaps of the foot. The boots themselves are quite warm. It's a fairly all neoprene construction, but the inside of the boot does take an awfully long time to get dry. They do stay wet for quite a while. Now the material itself doesn't seem to smell, and it seems fairly rot resistant, or perhaps even rot proof. But I do think they will start to smell after a while. One, obviously because of your feet, and two, because they stay wet for a very long time. I haven't dived these in about a week, and they've been quite warm. Been living in a fairly warm house. They still haven't dried out, and that's a week later, so they are still noticeably wet when you slip them on in your bare feet. So you will have to use perhaps some of those drying bags that you can put into wet boots and that sort of thing, which are usually used on the dry socks for the dry suit. They're relatively light. You can travel with them. I've worn these maybe about 40 times now, so feeling fairly comfortable, fairly experienced in them. The fin strap retainer on the back does work. They aren't too expensive. I think they're in the region of roughly about £50, and they are very durable. There's no two ways about that. They are tough for going over rocks, and they are comfortable. I do find they flush a little bit, and the snugness of the fit, because the neoprene is naturally a bit stretchy, you do get some water ingress into the boot. The way I get around that is I'm using wet socks at the moment, but they still do flush, and they still do rub a little bit. So it's a compromise. You're never going to find absolute perfection, but these do come pretty close. So my only major gripe about them is perhaps they aren't quite as flexible in the sole as they could be, and also that they stay wet for quite a while. So maybe a better technique is out there for getting them dry. Probably a better use of the dry socks. But other than that, a very good boot, and I would thoroughly recommend it if you're using open heel fins and would like to use them with your wetsuit as such. Okay, thanks for taking a watch, and see you again. Thank you.